There is so much to do when you are preparing for your Royal Caribbean cruise. Whether you are brand new to the line like me or a Royal Caribbean veteran that needs a brush up on cruise preps and important deadlines, today I'll take you through the things you must do before your Royal Caribbean cruise even starts. You're watching Cruising with Dee. I travel a lot. So sometimes planning a cruise for me is a little bit like triage. I do whatever is most pressing at the time, or it's like whack-a-mole for things to do on my travel to-do list. But with my upcoming cruise on Wonder of the Seas, I've discovered that on Royal Caribbean, if you plan your cruise in a haphazard manner, you will not be getting the most out of your cruise. There's quite a bit of prep work for reservations, check-in, entertainment, drinks, and dining that you absolutely must do before you set sail on Royal Caribbean. And some of the deadlines to get those things accomplished are way before the cruise even starts. So let's take a look at what you must do and the deadlines you need to be aware of as you do it. First, dining reservations and packages. Before you do anything, you should decide how you want to approach dining. Of course, you can plan to eat mostly in the main dining room, the buffet, and the other free dining venues if that is what you wish to do. You need to select either early, 5:30, or late, 8 o'clock set time dining, or my time dining, when you can dine anytime between roughly 6 and 9. If you have my time dining, then you can reserve your dining times pre-cruise in the app. This is very different than Carnival, for instance, where you book your My Time dining via the app at dinner time right on the ship, and not before you sail. However, if you're interested in specialty dining, and specialty dining is a big thing on Royal Caribbean, then I recommend purchasing a specialty dining package. For those that are brand new to cruising, specialty dining is dining that comes with an extra charge. There are several packages and all can save you money, but the most popular are the 3-night dining package and the unlimited dining package. The 3-night package gives you 3 specialty dinners of your choice, and the unlimited dining package lets you eat at a specialty restaurant each night if you want to, plus lunch on specialty restaurants on sea days. Depending on the cost, how many restaurants you want to try, and how you use them, these packages can give you considerable savings over purchasing each meal separately. 2 major things to be aware of when buying a specialty dining package. First, prices vary. In May, I was able to book an unlimited dining package for $225. That same dining package for the same cruise, if I bought it last week, was $326, $100 more. It was a bargain when I bought it, but not so much at $326. If I have 7 specialty dinners on the Wonder of the Seas, which is unlikely as I want to try the MDR, it will cost me $32 per dinner. If I purchase the package now at the higher price, it's $46 per dinner. The most expensive a la carte dinner per person is $57.99 for Chops Grill in 150 Central Park. The least expensive are Giovanni's Italian at $44.99 and Mason Jar at $39.99. These prices all do not include taxes and the 18% gratuity. And all specialty dining venues and packages cost more once you get on board. I would be so stressed out about getting my money's worth at the higher UDP price. I believe inflation has a lot to do with the increase in price, and perhaps Royal Caribbean sold enough at the lower price that they are limiting how many more packages can be purchased for my cruise. As you can see, Royal does run sales for dining packages and everything else online, and you need to watch the sales when purchasing things online. So we'll talk about sales later in this video. One other thing you need to be aware of is that you cannot make reservations for any of the specialty restaurants until you are on board the ship if you have one of the dining plans, other than one courtesy reservation Royal plans for you. So plan to spend your first day getting reservations for your specialty dinners and lunches as soon as you're on board. This is stressing me out for my cruise. I've made a giant matrix of when I have entertainment reservations and excursions and other things going on board, so once I get there, I can plan all of my dining. Unfortunately, I am not boarding until 1:30 p.m. because I checked in for my cruise 28 days before, which for Royal Caribbean is quite late, as we will discuss in a bit. Drink packages are another thing you should decide on before you board the ship. Royal has 3 different drink packages. Again, prices vary with Royal's dynamic pricing, and the ones I'm quoting are for my Wonder of the Seas trip right at this moment. First, there's a soda package. For $9.99 per day, per person, purchased online, you can have all the soda you can drink in a refillable souvenir Coca-Cola cup. Very simple. Second, the refreshment package. This package includes everything in the soda package, plus mocktails, bottled still and sparkling water, premium coffee and tea, fresh squeezed juices, and Johnny Rocket shakes. Does not include anything from the licensed Starbucks stores or non-alcoholic beers. This is the package I have purchased for my Wonder trip. I don't drink lots of alcohol, maybe a martini or a glass of wine with dinner, and I'm perfectly happy with my mojitos and virgin pina coladas. Plus, I have to have good coffees and lots of water. This package cost me $27.99 per day. Again, prices vary. I should have purchased it 4 or 5 months ago, but I didn't, and it has also gone up in price. This is a package I very much wish Carnival would implement, as it has the most value for a non-drinker or a light drinker like me. Finally, there's the deluxe beverage package. This is the package that includes your alcoholic beverages, plus all the non-alcoholic ones. Online, it will tell you exactly which brands of alcohol Royal Caribbean covers in the package. This package generally costs $72.99 per person per day, and all adults in a cabin must purchase it together. But as mentioned, watch for sales. For instance, right now my cruise has a buy one, get one 50% off offer, which considerably brings down the cost to just $54.74 a day per person. Finally, there is a Cafe Select coffee card. You get 15 espresso coffees for $31 and again does not include Starbucks. Please note that all my sample beverage package prices do not include taxes and the 18% gratuity. 3. Let's talk entertainment. It came as a big surprise to me that you need reservations for the entertainment shows on Royal Caribbean and that you need to book those reservations before you sail. The timing of the entertainment reservations also surprised me. I wasn't given any notice of this by Royal Caribbean, and there I was looking at excursions about 30 days before my cruise, and I just saw them in the Plan My Cruise section online. And when I made my reservations, already all of the early show times were sold out. I booked the aqua, ice skating, and effector shows at 10 p.m. or 10:45 p.m., and only the tap show at 7. 30 days before my cruise. The adult comedy was already completely sold out. This is what Royal Caribbean says about when to book your entertainment reservations, so mark your calendar appropriately. Shows will be available to reserve on the first day of the month before the sailing. So if you have a cruise leaving, say, on December 30th, I guess you have to book your entertainment at the beginning of November. If you don't have a reservation, you need to stand in the standby line the night of the performance. I hear that many guests do get to see the shows this way. Plan to arrive 30 to 40 minutes beforehand if you're doing standby. I'm not sure I'm going to like having all of this planned out before I get on board. On most lines, I can decide if and when I want to see a show or a comedy show that very night. In my mind, it's a much more fluid and relaxed process. Let's talk about checking in for your cruise. This is another thing you need to do shockingly early compared to many other cruise lines. Evidently, checking in for my cruise as a member of the general population, non-suite and non-high level in the Crown and Anchor Society, is 45 days prior to your cruise date. 45 days. As mentioned, I'm new to Royal Caribbean, and so when I went to investigate when my check-in time would be 30 days prior to my cruise, I found out that I should have already checked in. So the earliest check-in time I could get was 1:30 p.m. I don't care all that much, except that I wanted to be on board early to make my unlimited dining plan specialty restaurant reservations. But if an early reservation time matters to you, calendar midnight 45 days prior to your cruise. Don't be me and be taken by surprise. Also, note that to check in, you will need your passport or other acceptable identification for the cruise and a credit card to set up your online account. You will also be able to print out your luggage tags. 5. The key. I'm going to sneak in a brief discussion about the key here. What is the key, you might ask? Well, the key is a VIP priority program. Current pricing for my cruise is $49.99 per day per person. It was $36.99 last week during a sale. It includes priority embarkation, debarkation, a special lunch on embarkation day, priority seats for entertainment and ship activities, tender priority, one Zoom internet login, plus other perks. Since I would get the internet at $18.99 a day no matter what, last week it would be about $18 per day for me to get the key, or $126 more for the whole week. This week it would be about $31 more per day just for the key. I think that's a little expensive for priority embarkation, which is the only perk I'd really care about for this trip. However, if you want some of the other perks as well, it is more than worth looking into. Before I get to the next 5 must-dos for your Royal Caribbean cruise, if you are enjoying this video or learning something from it, please let me know by hitting the like button, and please subscribe and put on notifications so you know when we have new content for you. I need less than 50 more subscribers to hit 1,000, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, here we go on to your next 5 pre-cruise must-dos for Royal Caribbean. 6. Excursions. As with all other cruise lines, you need to book your excursions prior to departure for the best selection and prices. Many of the excursions sell out prior to your departure. Also, watch the sales, but don't play the waiting game too long on popular excursions. Even very expensive ones like Coco Cay Cabanas sell out. Also, I was watching the prices on, for example, the Beach Club for my perfect day at Coco Cay for the Beach Club Day Pass. I thought I might splurge to have a peaceful beach day. It was $160 when I started looking, which I thought was expensive. I waited for a sale and now it's over $200 a day, which I absolutely won't spend for a quieter beach day and a lunch, even if the lunch is an upgraded one with lobster. Coco Cay is getting an adults-only beach at the end of this year called The Hideaway, and I think the cost will be $39 to $89 per person, and I really wish that they had this available for my cruise. But they don't. It starts at the beginning of 2024. 7. Very briefly, let's talk about the internet. I don't have much to say about internet except you should book it prior to the cruise, since it is less expensive than booking on board. Internet's costing me $17.99 per login per day at the moment versus $25.99 per login per day if you book on board. Discounts will be available for each additional login. 8, you need to watch the sales on Royal Caribbean before your cruise. I've mentioned the Royal Caribbean online sales several times during this video. Royal's dynamic pricing strategy means that the prices vary wildly depending on what they have on sale and also what they say the base price is before the sale. As mentioned, I've seen the price for the unlimited dining package for my cruise vary by $100 from low to high to middle, and the perfect day at Coco Cay Beach Club from $160 to $205. Waiting for a better sale doesn't always work out, and in my case, I did better on items I purchased long before my cruise instead of items that I waited to see if they would go on sale later. Also note that if something does drop drastically in price, you can refund your purchase online and rebuy it at the sales price. But that is time consuming, and it does mean you have to constantly watch those online prices. Let's move on to number 9, Royal Up. If you are interested in upgrading your cabin, you need to watch your emails and or check the website for something called a Royal Up offer. These seem to go out to passengers anywhere between 90 to 45 days before a cruise. For my upcoming cruise, they came in about 60 days in advance. I was in Japan at the time and not watching my emails carefully, so I didn't see mine until about 45 days out. Nevertheless, I made a few bits. About 20 days before my cruise, I was notified that my basic interior cabin was upgraded to a neighborhood view interior on a relatively weak bid. I also bid on ocean views and ultra-spacious ocean views. I could have bid on a balcony room, but it would have been $500 minimum for a very weak bid, and not in my budget at all for this cruise. To make a Royal Up bid, there is a slider by each room type you are eligible to make a bid for. If you are ocean view, you can likely bid for balcony rooms. If you have a balcony room, you can likely bid for a junior suite. And if you have a junior suite, you can bid for higher suite types. Note that there are usually multiple room types you can bid on. You don't Royal Up from an interior to a suite, and the slider on Royal Up will tell you the range of acceptable bids and if the bids are weak or strong. You select the bid amount, you give them your credit card, and then you wait. You can be told if your bid is accepted or declined at any time up until during the first day of your cruise, and your credit card will be immediately charged. Also, please be aware that all bid amounts are ×2 since they charge for the first 2 people in the room. This process is much more complicated than having Carnival, for instance, call you, send you an email, or alert you on their website that an upgrade is available with the price of the upgrade clearly stated. Finally, just download that Royal Caribbean app on your phone before you leave. Mine already has activities listed and my calendar with my reservations uploaded. 2 days before you leave, you need to answer some health questions in the app, and the app will have your boarding pass you created at check-in. So that's it, my top things you must do before you board your Royal Caribbean cruise. Overall, figure out the dates for check-in, entertainment, reservations, and royal-ups, and do those things as soon as possible on those dates. And watch the sales and dynamic prices for everything. Plus, make your decisions on dining packages and excursions before they sell out. I find the Royal Caribbean process much more complicated than the process for many other cruise lines, with much more pre-cruise planning involved for Royal Caribbean over some of the others. What do you like better, the Royal Caribbean pre-cruise process or a more laid-back one where reservations are not needed for entertainment, your check-in time is 2 weeks before your cruise, and upgrades are more organic? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. You've been watching Cruising with Dee.